Dear students, in this lecture I will describe hydrogen atom problem, another important part of quantum mechanics. A hydrogen atom consists of a proton and an electron. So it is single electron system. So this is the electron revolving in circular orbit, approximately circular. It is not actually circular, whatever. This is the positively charged nucleus and this is the radius of the circle. So the potential energy for hydrogen atom is approximated to be minus, q1 q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught r potential energy. So E is the plus E is the electronic, plus E is the charge of proton and minus E is the charge of electron. So plus E into minus E by 4 pi epsilon naught r, this distance. So minus E square by 4 pi epsilon naught r. This is the potential energy for hydrogen atom. Now Schrodinger wave equation for electron in 3 dimension, del square psi by del x square plus del square psi by del y square plus del square psi by del z square plus 2m by h cat square e minus v psi equals to 0. We know this is the time independent Schrodinger equation. Psi is the wave function. Now here it is more convenient to represent this Schrodinger equation to solve hydrogen atom problem in terms of new coordinate system, spherical polar coordinate system. Spherical polar coordinate system. It is expressed in terms of XYZ Cartesian coordinate system, but it is more convenient and it is quite handy tool to solve this problem whenever we use spherical polar coordinate system. So let's have a look on spherical polar coordinate system in brief. So this is our Cartesian coordinate system x, y, z, Cartesian three-dimensional Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, they are mutually perpendicular. These axes, the angle between x and y, y and z and x are 90 degree. You know this information. Now here we consider a point P. In spherical polar coordinate system, the coordinate is r, theta, phi. Now the important thing, what is r, what is theta and what is phi in this new presentation, and it is expressed with respect to xyz coordinate system. Now this distances are supposed to be r, that is the distance from origin. Suppose P is in space, the distance between origin and P, location of P, it is r. R makes an angle theta with the z axis. So this r, it may be split into two parts. This is r cos theta, so the z component should be r cos theta. Z component should be r cos theta. So this is the relation between Cartesian coordinate and spherical polar coordinate, only for z coordinate. And if we take the component of this r in the xy plane, that should be r sin theta. This is r cos theta. This is the r vector in space. So this component is r cos theta, and this component on the xy plane should be r sin theta. So this is our r sin theta. Now this r sin theta, this length makes an angle phi with the x-axis. So its x component should be r sin theta into cos phi. Is it clear? And the y component should be r sin theta into sin phi. So along phi it becomes r sin theta cos phi, and along this direction its component becomes r sin theta sin phi. So this is r sin theta sin phi, y component, x component r sin theta cos phi. Is it clear? So x, we can write x equals to r sin theta cos phi, y equals to r sin theta sin phi, and z equals to r cos theta. So it is written over here. So this is referred to as transformation equation. X equals to r sin theta cos phi, y equals to r sin theta sin phi, and z equals to r cos theta. So this is the relation between Cartesian coordinate and spherical polar coordinate system. So in spherical polar coordinate system, the Schrodinger equation, if we put the value of x, y, z over here, so here psi is expressed in terms of x, y, z. So we may write del psi del x, and we can express del psi del x in terms of r theta phi. Similarly, del psi del y in terms of r theta phi, del psi del z in terms of r theta phi, and double derivative del square psi by del x square in terms of r theta phi, and so on. And after simplification, we get this expression. This Schrodinger equation, this equation 1 reduces to equation 2, that is 1 by r square del layer of r square del psi del r plus 1 by r square del 1 by r square sin theta del square by del theta square sin theta del psi del theta plus 1 by r square sin square theta del square psi del phi square plus 2m by h cut square e minus v psi equals to 0. So after putting these values in this expression, not putting directly, by putting in terms of finding out del square psi by del x square, del square psi by del y square, and del square psi by del z square, and so on. And after putting this value in this expression, we get this expression. This is the revised form of Schrodinger equation involving r theta and phi coordinate, r theta and phi variables. Okay. Now to solve this equation, our next aim is to solve this equation. So this is the equation 2, which expressed Schrodinger equation in terms of r theta phi coordinate system. To solve this equation, let us start with separation of variable method. I have already discussed earlier this separation of variable method a little bit in case of three-dimensional box potential problem. I have already solved three-dimensional box potential problem in terms of XYZ coordinate system using this separation of variable method. So here we also employ separation of variable method to solve this equation. So let psi r theta phi, function of r theta phi, let us take psi as the product of three functions. Capital R is a function of small r, capital theta function of theta, and capital phi function of phi. So r theta phi, product of this r theta phi equals to psi. Let psi equals to r theta phi, as if this r theta phi three variables, function of three variables, it is expressed as a product of three functions, capital R, capital theta, and capital phi. Capital R is a function of small r, capital theta is a function of theta, capital phi is a function of phi. Okay. So obviously we have to find out del psi by del r, del psi by del theta, del psi by del phi, and put it here. So here by simplification, by avoiding some steps, we can write directly after finding out del psi by del r, del psi by del theta, del psi by del phi, and its double derivative in the original expression, that is in equation 2, we get this expression sin square theta by capital R del r of r square del r by del r plus sin theta by theta del theta of sin theta by sin theta into del capital theta by del theta 2m plus 2m by h cut square e minus v r square sin square theta equals to minus 1 by phi del square phi by del phi square. So left hand side is a function of r and theta, clear, and right hand side, left hand side is a function of r, this is a function of theta, this is a function of r and theta both. So left hand side is a function of r and theta, but right hand side is a function of phi only. So each side should be equal to a new number, constant number. Let it be capital M square. So you may write minus 1 by phi del square phi by del phi square equals to capital M square. Say, and this equals to left hand side also equals to capital M square. This is the policy of separation of variable method. So this equals to this plus this plus this. So left hand side term equals to capital M square, and after putting this value capital M square, equating this value, left hand side equals to capital M square and dividing by sine square theta, we get this expression 1 by r del r of this plus 2m by h square e minus v r square equals to m square by sine square theta minus 1 by theta sine theta del theta of sine theta del theta by del theta, del capital theta by del theta. Let it be equation 4. So you can do it yourself. I am avoiding the steps for saving time. So this is the final expression. So here it is also noted that left hand side is a function of r only. Clear? Capital is also function of smaller. So left hand is a function of r only. Right hand side is a function of theta only function of theta. So each side should be equal to a new number, a new constant. Let it be L into L plus 1. This is our new constant. So this equals to L into L plus 1. This equals to L plus 1. L into L plus 1. Clear? So putting this value L into L plus 1 to the left hand side term and right hand side term separately, and after simplification we get 1 by r square del r of r square del r by del r plus this 2m by h square e minus v L into minus L into L plus 1 by r square into capital R equals to 0. Let it be equation 5. And right hand side equating capital M square to the right hand side term, and after simplification we get 1 by sine theta into del theta of sine theta del theta by del theta capital theta, it is plus this into theta equals to 0. And we already got this expression. That is this one minus 1 by phi del square phi by del phi square equals to m square, and after simplification we get this expression del square phi by del phi square plus m square phi equals to 0. So this is the azimuthal equation. Okay, and its solution takes the form, let the solution, general solution of this differential equation, like simple harmonic motion equation, trial solution takes the form phi equals to a e to the power I m phi. Okay, I is the imaginary I, root over minus 1, and it is continuous and single valued, the property of quantum mechanical wave function. So phi function of phi equals to phi function of phi plus 2 pi. So it is continuous as well as it is single valued. So it requires the value of capital M equals to 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, etc. So it is referred to as magnetic quantum number. Clear? It is referred to as magnetic quantum number. Similarly, from equation 6, this equation, from this equation we can solve this equation, and this equation, that is equation 6 requires the following relation: capital M equals to 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, up to plus minus L. L is the orbital quantum number. So this is the relation between L and M. So this is the range of M up to plus minus L. And from this equation, equation 5, from this equation we get the energy value. The energy value of hydrogen atom. So En equals to, after simplification we get minus me square by 32 pi square epsilon naught square h cut square into 1 by n square. Remember this expression, and after simplification we get minus 13.6 by n square electron volt. So remember this expression in terms of EV. So En equals to minus 13.6 by n square EV, electron volt. So n equals to 1, 2, 3 and so on. It is called principal quantum number. And the relation between L and N, L equals to 0 plus 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1. So this is the range of L, 0 to n minus 1. This is 1, 2, 3 and so on. And the limit of L should be 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1. Okay. So this is a relation between principal quantum number and orbital quantum number. So we can summarize this hydrogen atom wave function. We can find out wave function. I have skipped these steps. Just remember Lm, orbital quantum number, magnetic quantum number, state, principal quantum number and the wave function. For example, we consider n equals to 1. So L equals to 0, M equals to 0. It is one state, and psi 100, that is the wave function, ground state wave function, 1 by root pi a naught to the power minus 3 by 2 e to the power minus r by a naught. A naught is the Bohr radius. Okay. Similarly, if we consider n equals to 2, L equals to 0, M equals to 0, this is referred to as 2s state, and psi 200 takes the form 1 by root 2 pi under square root 2 pi a naught to the power 3 minus 3 by 2 2 minus r by a naught, sorry, 2 minus, this is 2 minus r by a naught into e to the power minus r by 2a naught. This is the value of psi 200. In this way, you can calculate the other values of wave function, that is for psi 210, for psi 211, etc. So here a naught is the Bohr radius. The wave function depends on all three quantum numbers n, L and capital N, and the energy depends on n only. It is clear, energy depends on n only, small n, principal quantum number only. So two or more wave functions may have the same energy eigenvalue. It may be possible n 1 0 0 or others. Okay, it may be 2 0 0, it may be 2 2 1 2 0 0 or other values. So it is possible to have two or more wave functions having same energy eigenvalue. These levels are referred to as degenerate levels or degenerate states. The level with principal quantum number n has degeneracy equal to n square. This is called accidental degeneracy in case of hydrogen atom problem. So remember this expression of wave function and the expression of energy for hydrogen atom En depends on n, principal quantum number, and these relations are very, very important not only for exam point of view but also for various applications of different engineering problems.